This episode is brought to you by Bellator's Publishing, bringing stories to the world that last forever.
Hello and welcome to Faithfully Fantasy,
The husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
I'm JC.
And I'm Sean.
In this special Prepisode, we are setting the stage for an exploration of Callie Hart fantasy world.
Whether you're joining us fresh off your first read, getting ready for our deep dive, or looking for a refresher before Brimstone drops, this episode is your map to the world of Quicksilver.
Just a heads up, we use a strong language and explore adult themes.
This Prepisode will contain spoilers from Quicksilver, the Kingfisher POV chapters, and snippets of information we've had from Callie Hart herself. It will not contain anything from the sneak peek of Brimstone that we've had.
Okay, and before we start, quick question. Do you want to early access to our episodes, bonus content every month, and no annoying ads like this one? You can have all this by becoming a supporter. You can try for free now and cancel anytime. For the best deal, visit faithfullyfantasy.com or simply subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts for instant access. Don't miss out and become part of our growing community.
Also, if you're enjoying the show, please take a second to rate us wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of it. It really helps more fantasy lovers find us, and it's one of the easiest ways to support the show. A quick tap and you've made our day. So today we're talking through the key plot points, introducing major characters, unpacking the central themes, and teasing some of the theories we will be obsessing over in upcoming episodes. Plus, we'll share how our 17-week breakdown will work and what you can expect each week. So I thought we could start by just talking a bit about why we picked Quicksilver, and I kind of told you we were picking Quicksilver.
That was the main reason for me. Been told, so I say okay.
As soon as I finished it, I was like, immediately started reading again, and that for me is a sign of a 5-star book, or a level 5 book as we call them.
Yes.
I think that I knew because I could already pick up there was loads of little Easter eggs and foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. I love it. I have been listening to it constantly, like starting again after I finished it for, I don't know, weeks.
Yes.
Must have listened to it about 3 times in 3 weeks.
For me, yes, like I say, you were the first one who bring this title to me. I knew a little bit about it. I knew there was a lot of, like noise about it. People, they were upset about it. I didn't know exactly what it was about. Then when you start to tell me a little bit about it, I had to admit that I wasn't completely sure there was the right book. When you start to say it's about Fae, and I was like, not sure if jumping from the Imperium series to Fae fantasy is going to be a good idea. But I trust you because I trust you as well with Fort Wayne. I didn't know anything about it, and I loved that.
Yeah.
So I was the same. I was like, okay, let's do this. I started reading the story, and from the first episodes, I would say that I was intrigued completely. On Fort Wayne, I remember that it was like chapter 13 or 14 when I started to feel like hooked to the story. With this one, it just maybe second or third one, that was already like, oh, what's going to happen?
Really?
Yes.
So for me, it was like around chapter 8. I started it like months and months ago, and I didn't get past chapter 6, and then I read something else, and I read something else, and I read something else. And I just kept like thinking, I really want to finish it. I just didn't finish it at the time. And then once I'd got past chapter 8, I was like totally hooked, and I could not believe that I'd put it down. So what was I thinking? I love it. It's actually probably currently like one of the best books I've read recently.
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, shall we go through the plot? So the point of this part is to kind of either just recap the plot for those that haven't reread it but want to join our deep dives and maybe read a chapter, the same chapters, like 3 to 4 chapters each week, or to use this as like a bit of a mini revision guide before Brimstone comes out. So if people don't have the time to reread, if the people can't commit to 2 hours a week listening to us deep dive, then they can just listen to this plot summary, and hopefully it'll be a helpful way to kind of just get people back into the story. So we open in the desert city of Zilvarin, where water is rationed and our throats are bone dry. We meet Saeris Fane, who is out here picking fights with guardians and stealing golden gauntlets like she's on some suicidal treasure hunt. And it kind of is suicidal, stealing from the Queen's Guard, because it gets you tortured and executed. But Saeris, she's got bigger problems, like finding her brother Hayden, her useless brother Hayden, and trying not to get distracted by Carrion Swift, the sexy thief from her past, who flirts like it's his full-time job. She hands the gauntlet off to Hayden, while she trades snark and gulps a massive glass of whiskey with Carrion. But bloody Hayden runs off and gets himself cornered by guardians. To save him, Saeris confesses to the theft and absolutely ends a couple of guards before being arrested. This is where we know she's going to be a badass female main character, because she's like just killing guards left, right and centre. Anyway, enter Captain Harren, who drags her into a mysterious chamber with nothing but a suspicious sword jammed into the floor. Then, boom, in walks Queen Madra, immortal and ice-cold human, wink wink, demanding to know where Saeris learned to fight. Apparently, she's a little paranoid that Saeris might have trained with the Fae, who everyone thinks are either extinct, mythical, or at least someone else's problem. Saeris won't talk, so Madras gives her the old kill her and burn her neighbourhood to the ground command. Harren stabs her, or he tries to, but Saeris' hidden magic kicks in. She melts the blade, yanks the sword out of the floor, and the Quicksilver pool beneath it particularly melts. A shadowy figure, death, a god, a hot fever dream, emerges, loans her a necklace, and carries her through a portal. She wakes up in Avelia, a lush Fae realm where everything is suspiciously pretty and suspiciously magical and very snowy. There she meets the Golden Trio. So we have Everlane, or Lane, Cinnamon Roll with a library, Renfis, or Ren, brooding bestie to Kingfisher with a sword, and the mystery man himself, Kingfisher, Fisher, the Fisher King, the dog, the broody masked stranger who carried her through the puddle of doom. Turns out Lane and Ren have been searching for Fisher for years, and all it took was a human, well, an alchemist. Saeris helped them find him. Fisher is technically royalty, but his stepdad, King Bellicon, hates him. Bellicon decides Saeris must learn to control the Quicksilver, the magical element that kicked this whole mess off. He's also very much not over the fact that Fisher is his wife's son from a previous marriage. Fisher ropes himself in to teach Saeris how to manipulate the Quicksilver, but sparks fly. She kisses him to steal his ring, and he catches her. They cut a deal. Fisher will try to bring Hayden to Avelia through the Quicksilver. If Saeris swears a blood oath, she agrees, but he brings Carrion instead. Chaos screaming. Bound by the oath, Saeris, Fisher, and Carrion flee the castle. Ren joins, and they shadow teleport to Carlish. Yay, a new shadow daddy! Fisher's ancestral home. Saeris works on her magic, learns about Avelia's war with the vampire hellscape known as Sanasroth, and finds out the enemy, Malcolm, is building a vampire army made of both mindless feeders and intelligent vampire lords. Meanwhile, she and Fisher are doing the enemies to lovers, slow burn of our dreams. Feelings happen, deep feelings. Runes appear on her hands, magical marks revealing their gods bonded. Fisher freaks because the Quicksilver is slowly killing him from the inside, but also he's hot and tragic. Their psychic bond kicks in, and eventually Saeris unlocks some pretty terrifying magic. She forges the first magical sword in centuries, speaks to the Quicksilver like it's her sassy familiar, and trades a song for power. Then Drama. Vampire Lord Taladeus shows up to drop a bomb. Malcolm has kidnapped Everlane, and if Saeris doesn't get delivered to the ruined city of Galethrai, Lane will be turned and tortured forever. Fisher tries to find a way to save her, but not before a steamy all-nighter in Ballard. But by morning, he's gone. He's hit it and quit it. He tells Saeris he's going to get her back, but he'll probably die doing it because he left his sword on the mantelpiece. It's romantic, but also deeply unhelpful of Fisher. Saeris, Carrion, and Loreth, Fisher's long-suffering friend, chase him through a magical gate. In Galethrai, they find hundreds of undead Fae souls trapped in limbo and discover that everything, the war, the monsters, the entire system is rigged. Belicon, Madra, and Malcolm, all working together. War equals vampire fuel equals eternal power. While Malcolm monologues like a Bond villain, Carrion goads him into biting him, and surprise! Carrion's bloodline is Fae royalty, the bloodline that ended the curse thousands of years ago, which makes him a vampire weapon. His blood weakens Malcolm just long enough for Saeris to grab the freedom coin, kill Malcolm, and die heroically. Not so fast! She's not dying. Taladeus turns her into a vampire, and she's summoned to an audience with Zareth, god of chaos. He's like, "Congratulations, you and Fisher are gods bonded, you're soulmates, but your love might cause the end of the world. Okay, bye." She wakes up in her new body, half Fae, half vampire, fully terrifying. Because she killed Malcolm, she is now the queen of Sanithroth. So that's where we're at. She's a metal-wielding, dimension-jumping, fated-mated vampire queen with a kingdom of monsters and a god watching her love life like it's a reality show. And we're just getting started.
Well, that was a lot. But don't worry, we will be going a lot slower through the deep dive, covering around 3 to 4 chapters per week.
Yes. Oh, that was a lot. I feel like I've run out my voice. I'm going to lose my voice after all that. Yeah, hopefully that just gives a bit of a... I mean, it was fast, but it will give a view of the plot for the whole of the series. We're going to be breaking it down, going into a lot more detail, but that kind of pretty much sums it up, right?
Yes, I would say there is a really good resume about the full story. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we can go deeper, but we're going to save that for the deep dives when we're going to come with lots of theories and lots of stuff that has not been saying here. But for those ones that read the book already, they had like a nice refreshing in just a few minutes. And for those ones that are still not sure if they're going to carry on with us about this, hopefully after this, they're going to be like, oh, that's a really interesting story.
I mean, it spoiled the whole thing, if that's the case. Maybe we should have been really clear at the beginning of that segment that we were just going to literally spill all the tea. So I thought now we could talk a little bit about the characters. So the first one, obviously, we've got Saeris Fane.
Yes.
The main female character. So she is born human, not supposed to be human, but we won't go into it too much. But she is an alchemist. So she has the ability to control the Quicksilver. She also has the ability to control other things, which I think is shown by the tattoos that appear on her skin later on. But we'll go into that in far more detail because all we know at this point is that she is able to manipulate Quicksilver. It's not manipulate, it's probably not the right word, is it? It's more like talk to and make mini deals with Quicksilver.
Yeah, so we know that she has magic, she has power, plus her name is a Fae name. So it might be a clue about her past or
heritage.
the family. Yes.
So I like her as a main character. I really like her. I feel like she doesn't switch. She doesn't change personality halfway through. She grows, but she's a little bit grumpy. She's a little bit violent. I like her as
Yeah,
a main
but
character.
considering the environment where she's being growing, when it's basically a desert, the water is just minimum, just enough to survive. It's not even a clean water what they get.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they had to survive somehow, and they can't be polite. They can't be, soft. Only the strongest can live in that kind of environment.
She's really tough.
Yes, she is. And it's something that is from the beginning. It showed when she started to fight against these guards from the kingdom. These guards, they have like a armor that's completely in gold. And they're supposed to be like the best warriors of the full kingdom.
Yeah.
So she killed a few of them, which is show how good she is.
Yeah, and then when she goes to Avelia, she does kind of go a little bit, like, maybe loses her confidence a little bit, and then it starts to grow again. But there's not any times in this book where I think she's out of character, or I just genuinely believe her as a character. I love her.
Yes.
Kingfisher.
Another shadow daddy, basically.
Yeah, he's amazing. Even like the way he's described is not my perfect kind of male main character. He's very pale. Obviously, he has dark skin. No, sorry, he's obviously got dark hair.
And long as well.
Yeah, long hair, like kind of wavy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've seen lots of fan art, and he's just not the one. But on the page, he is just the way he speaks. Yeah, so Kingfisher, the main male character, he is Fae. He is over 1,700 years old. 1,733, I think, to be precise. I give or take 3 years of Evelyn, thinking he's a bit younger. He is initially a walking red flag, isn't he? Like, everything about him is red flag. But then, and actually, my mum read this book before I did, and she was saying to me, like, I was saying, he's a red flag. He's a total red flag. I can't. And she was like, just wait. And there's a few chapters where I was like, I can't understand. I can't see how he can turn so much and I'll fall in love with him. And then, yeah, it just happened.
Yeah, I think there's something they have in common. All these characters, they go like, as a, bad boys for life. It's how everyone see them. There's something toxic. There's something bad about them. But when you start to see the story behind the character, and you see that normally it's always really sad, something really, there's like really heavy they're carrying, and that's why they behave on this way. And it's when you start to maybe feel more connected to the character, when you see like all the struggle behind. Yeah,
and what's so clever about the whole thing is that if you read the Kingfisher POV chapters that are back in time, and also the ones that are in that current time, the way he thinks, he's not bad. He's not a red flag. The way that he thinks, and the way also, something I can't wait to dig into is Ren and Evelyn's reaction to how he's acting with Saeris in those first few chapters. It's completely out of character, and they're shocked by it. They can't understand. Like, obviously, they know that he's dealt with some shit for the last few months, years it's been like that. Yeah. And he's totally different to the other main male characters that we have talked about on this show.
Yes, there's something that Saeris started to see when she started to meet the people around him, when she got to the house when he grew up, when they see like some of these, I think it's called like springs. That's kind of like fake creatures. They are servants. Sprites, yes.
Fire sprites.
Fire sprites. And one of them is the one who raised Kingfisher. And he was so happy the very first time we say him. Kingfisher even giving a hug, even smile. She's still feeling that connection. And she can't believe it. And then as well, the story that he gave the part of his soul to somebody that he was a completely stranger for him. So you see like how is actually that character.
Yeah. I don't think he's as tough as Xaden Ryson. I'm going to say it. I don't think he is. Anyway, we can get into this. But I think he's putting on a big front. And you know that Xaden is like, he cares about his people, but he's also like, doesn't care that much. Unless you're Violet. Whereas Kingfisher is like, unless you're Danya, he would die for his friends.
Yes.
Okay, Carrion Swift, the fan favourite. Everybody is obsessed with Carrion. And when I went to see Callie Hart in Nottingham, everyone was like wanting more Carrion. Feel like he's gonna come into his own in the next book.
Really? I remember the very first time when I was reading this book. I mean, I knew about somebody called Kingfisher. There was the main character in this book and all that kind of stuff. And then when I started to read about this character, for a moment I thought that this one was Kingfisher. because for me, Kingfisher was just like
A
a
nickname.
title, yes. And the way that he was behaving, the events, was in the is the only one who made me scream his name, and he was like kind of like feeling attracted for him at the beginning, and then he was just given this vibe that he's a bad boy, but at the same time he's enjoying like, being like this. So I thought this might be that Kingfisher, but it's just that they haven't had the name yet. So I thought that was the main character. It was really good, and obviously a few chapters later, I met the real one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Carrion is obviously a fae,
Yes.
but he has a glamour on him, so people do not see him as fae, they see him as human. He is in Zulfaran because Kingfisher's dad took him there to protect him because he is of the Dianthus line, which is an old fae royal bloodline, and their blood is special because it was part of the cure to the kind of vampire curse. Most fae decided to take it, but some fae didn't. Malcolm was one of the ones that didn't, because it essentially turned them mortal in the sense that a fae is mortal. They just don't have, I mean, mortal's probably the wrong word, but they do die. They just have very long life.
Yes, so I was going to say that maybe the average life of the fail is going to say there's maybe 4,000 or 5,000 years, something like that, because Kingfisher looks like 30.
Yeah,
and
middle-aged.
he has
Well, middle-aged is not 30, sorry.
God, I'm beyond that then.
He's not middle-aged.
No. And the way that Saeris described him, she said that he looks like maybe 30 something.
Yeah.
And he's 1,700. So let's going to say that yes, the average is maybe 5,000 years. So Malcolm, he wants to live longer than that. Obviously, 5,000 years is just not enough for him. And being a vampire, it means that he will never get old. He will never get.
Oh, Malcolm's gross. Anyway, we'll get onto him. Evelyn Dabara.
Lane.
Yeah. She is Kingfisher's half-sister. They have the same mother, different father.
Yes. So she is the daughter of the king, Belicon. She's directly daughter of him.
Yeah, and she befriends Saeris.
Yes.
And she's kind of like sickly sweet, isn't she?
Yes, in the beginning, the relationship, it seems more like Lane has just like a new toy, like a new doll.
A doll.
She has like putting dresses and brushing the hair, make sure that she's clean. So yeah, like a proper.
No, so I don't think that. I think she genuinely is looking after her. I think Fisher says, I got you a new pet or something. Yeah. And I think that makes the reader think that's what she's doing. But actually, I do think Evelyn is a good person.
Yeah, she is. She is a princess. What she thinks it should be like pretty or something, like the status, how it should be. It's not matching with Sarah's, lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because she like to wear trousers instead of dress or something like this.
So Evelyn, as we mentioned in the plot summary, becomes quite a big plot changer. I don't know. She changes the plot by getting kidnapped. Although it was all a setup. But anyway. Renthus Erithian.
Yeah. I mean, if you have heard the audiobook, you can hear he had this really strong
Scottish accent.
accent.
But it's not Scottish. I mean, it's like half Russian, half Scottish. I don't know. Yeah, I really like the fan art of Renthus. Is pretty steamy. It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen any of it?
No.
But really good.
I mean, I know the description, but
it's my favourite of all of them. Okay, so Ren is Kingfisher's BFF, I would say.
Yeah.
He's a member of the Lupopralia. He is a twin. We find that out in the Kingfisher POV chapters. And he's just a big softie.
Yes. I mean, he's a warrior, the general that's commanding the army when Kingfisher is not there. But from day one, we see that he's really polite, that he cares about other people. He's been really good with Saeris, and we see that he really do an effort to just make sure that she is fun, that she's comfortable. And when Kingfisher is doing something really bad, he's the one to tell it, no, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. I think he has quite a good relationship with Carrion as well by the end, doesn't he? Like, it's a jokey...
Yes, I guess both of them have that kind of relationship. They see there's something going on between Kingfisher, Saeris. They are like kind of related to them, really close to them. And then they have like maybe the same role. They can see there's some tension there. And sometimes they're just playing with that.
Yeah. Okay, Belicon.
Okay, the king.
Yes. Belicon is like a class A bastard. He's awful. So, like, Tyrant King, not supporting the war.
It's not just not supporting, it's putting all against himself. Because we're talking about...
The deal. He's feeding the feeders, isn't he?
Yes, because it's a war against vampires. The only thing that can kill the vampires is silver. And he is the one who's holding all the silver. Why? If that's the thing, they can kill the vampires. So it's like, from when you start to see this, you start to
obvious.
See suspicious.
Yeah, it's obvious, but it's not obvious. It's like one of those things where, like, I devoured this book, just like I devoured the Empyrean series. The first time I read it, I didn't sit and, like, think of all the clues. I didn't, like, read line by line to try and see if I could guess what was coming at the end of the book. But when you read it the second time, you're like, I should have seen it.
Yeah, it's typical.
Yeah. So Belicon sent Fisher's dad away, or we suspect he did. He got trapped. He called Fisher's mum to Avelia and said, you will now be my wife. Bring all your assets. She brought Kingfisher. He was not happy. He married his mum, had Evelyn.
And then she blamed Kingfisher. Evelyn is a girl, a boy.
Yeah, he blamed Kingfisher for everything.
Yes. Well, he says as the male fae, it requires a lot of energy from the mother to grow. And because she did already with Kingfisher, she didn't have enough energy to give another male. This is just to give you the idea what kind of man is this one.
Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah.
And then he kills her. So many theories. I can't wait. Okay, so enough of that bastard. Let's move on to Queen Madra.
Yeah,
another bastard.
A better one, isn't it?
Yeah. So Queen Madra is the immortal queen of Silvarin. Mm-hmm. She has been around for over 1,000 years. Although she's human, they keep calling her human.
Yeah.
Got some thoughts about why she or how she is living for so long, but we won't do that today. She is awful. She's split Silvarin into wards, like described like the spokes of a wheel, like wedges, and status is everything. So if you're in the hub, you're like the tip top, and then I presume the different spokes are like various different classes of people. The third, which is where Saeris is from, is like the low of the low, the people that try to rise against the tyrant monarch and their kind of disease. And
basically the third is just an area that she has there that she wants to just get rid of. So she gives you the minimum for them to exist. But at the same time, she knows that with that, it's just a matter of time. They will start dying or they start to killing each other. Like more water, for example.
She's also sterilizing most of the kids, isn't she? So she's...
Yes, to make sure that it doesn't carry on.
It took a while for me to remember the word sterilizing, because the way that Kingfisher describes it is like, you spayed my mate. It's like an animal. Anyway.
Yes.
He's so sad about that, isn't he?
I don't know why exactly. Like, doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to have a son, or he's just feeling sad that she had to go through all of that because really he cares about her.
No, I think it's the son thing. I think he obviously wants... I don't want to go into too much theories, but I suspect that it won't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, unless maybe there's some prophecies about...
There's a god. There's God intervention of the fates, and there's intervention of the gods, and I don't expect that it will matter. Normally, I'm like dead against a pregnancy trope.
Yes.
But I feel like there's something here that's foreshadowing it very early, so I've got time to get used to the fact that there might be.
Memoirs of Luz Bell. She loved him. She lost him. And he came back. But wasn't completely him. She feared him. She fought him. But she fell for him. Memoirs of Luz Bell. Now available on Amazon.
Okay, Malcolm.
Okay, the king of vampires.
He is gross. I also don't think he's dead.
Well, physical description, Sarah said that he is all black, long hair, all white, red eyes, really pale skin. But she said that he is like a little bit handsome. It gave me the impression, or the first thought was kind of like a Lucian Malfoy, that kind of vibe. Because you see there's like somebody that is creepy and you should be like scared and like...
Oh, he's awful as well. He's like into Fisher, isn't he?
Yeah, the way that
he's like really
rapey.
Ugh, I don't like him at all. Ugh.
Yeah. We don't know exactly what happened.
You're supposed to not like him. Yeah, but Fisher wears his silver gorget, which stops him going anywhere near him.
Yeah.
And we know that he's not gone anywhere near him because he really wants to. And oh God, he's awful. He's like the best villain. She's written him really well because you just hate him. Also, the things he does, like with the coin and flipping the coin and not letting it fall, and he's such a good villain. But he makes me feel sick, and he's supposed to.
Yeah, that was another character that I was expecting more, and I wasn't expecting to see like end there by the end of the book. But
well,
we don't know.
I think there's one particular line in the book where you're like, oh, okay. We'll see.
Yes.
And I think the relationship between Madra, Bellicon, Malcolm is so interesting. I can't wait to get into that. But yeah, great villain.
Yeah, the three of them, they call brothers and sisters. We don't know exactly why, because every single one of them is from basically a different race. So we have vampire, fate, and a human. So what kind of family they're coming from, or where's the daddy? We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Taladeus.
Okay.
I said Taladius for ages. So I'm going to have to train myself to say Taladeus. Tal. So we said we would have spoilers for the Kingfisher POV chapters, but I don't think it would be fair to our UK and Australian audiences who haven't yet managed to get access, because there's like a few access issues with this new Kingfisher POV chapter called The Maze. I don't want to give away any spoilers from that part, but we do learn a little bit more about Tal in that, just until everyone has access, because it's a bit random. Some people do, some people don't. But by the end of Quicksilver, we are not sure what the relationship is between Kingfisher and Tal, whether we can trust Tal. Obviously, you can see that at the end in The Maze, he's like, do it, save her. Obviously, you can tell they have history, but we don't know what that history is. Hopefully, everyone will get access to this The Maze Kingfisher POV chapter soon, because it's brilliant. It's everything. It's my favourite one so far.
Okay, next.
Loreth. Loreth is the young singer. Like, he was found on the side of the road, almost dead. Kingfisher gave part of his soul to keep him alive.
Yes.
He then he had like a Rocky Balboa moment, and he became this absolutely hench Fey warrior. he climbed the mountain. He like crossed the mountain that was supposed to kill everyone, and made it to the war camp, and became a member of the Lupo Paralia.
Yes. So basically, the thing that Kingfisher did for him was give him another chance. But for Loreth, he took it as he gave me part of his soul. Now I belong to him. Because what happened is if Kingfisher died before him, Kingfisher won't be able to go anywhere. He will be basically like a ghost.
Spirit form.
Yes, until Loreth dies. And then he will get like his part of his soul back. So that's why Loreth said that this life that I have now is because Kingfisher. So I'm going to give all the value possible to give Kingfisher what he wants. And that's why, yes, from being a sinner, he started to be a really good warrior.
I'm like grinning away because I cannot wait to get to that part in the deep dive where we talk about the spirit and the soul, because there's so many things
about it.
This is what I live for.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because I want like people to start to get into the stuff. They want to carry on in the deep dives. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Loreth. Loreth also has some kind of real a hatred of witches, which is really interesting. I'm looking forward to exploring that a bit more as well. He ends up with a god sword, the first one that Saeris makes. So he's clearly a really key character for the next few books.
Yes.
Cool. Next, Danya. We need a nickname for Danya. It's like Damp Dane, although we had a change of heart. I had a change of heart for Dane at the end. Maybe I'm going to have a change of heart for Danya. Maybe Danya is the Dane of Quicksilver. And then she's going to
sacrifice.
And then we'll be,
I mean,
she's the worst, isn't she?
She really doesn't like Saeris. That's been like from first second, being really clear. But I don't know if it's something about humans or something specifically about her, because she can maybe see a connection between her and Kingfisher, and maybe there's some jealousy or something there. I don't know how to take her.
Yeah, I think she's jealous. Also, like, a bit pissed off that she's not got a sword anymore. I mean, she was a nightmare before that. When Callie Hart was interviewed in Nottingham, one of the questions was, what drinks would the characters order in a bar? And for Danya, I'm pretty sure she said battery acid.
Really?
She was like, ugh. And when someone said Danya, she was like, ugh. Like, she hates her.
Really?
I'll have to find that clip, because I'm pretty sure I recorded that one. Oh, I hope Danya, because the first Kingfisher POV chapters that are on Callie Hart's website, where you go back to the Adjun Gate and the fight with Omnam Chakrai, Danya isn't all that bad. Yeah. So something's happened. And I suspect it's the Kingfisher left, and she's like raging with him, and she's still been fighting this war. And then Saeris comes. I think she seems a little bit racist, like she doesn't like humans.
She really believed like this other Kingfisher was constantly telling to Saeris at the beginning, the humans are so fragile, their life expectation is so short, they're weak, so it's always like...
he was channeling Danya when he was saying all those things. Yeah. Oh, she's great, so let's move on. Tilena. Tilena, initially, so she is the, healer?
Yes.
Am I just getting Empyrean vision? Is she a healer, or is there another word for it?
Yeah, it's a healer.
She's a healer. She lives and works around Karlish, and she looks after Kingfisher. She kind of quiets the Quicksilver. Saeris is really jealous of her at first, before she finds out she's happily married. Not mated, but married. Carrion tries it on with her a few times as well. So I think we can draw from that she is, a lovely person. She's obviously very caring, and probably beautiful as well, because of the levels of jealousy that Saeris feels and that Carrion feels. So she seems like a dream woman.
Yes, it's like the typical nurse. They're so nice, so caring about the people that she sees. And also, yes, she must be beautiful.
Yeah. I really liked Helena. And also, so the next person we're going to talk about is Shobal. She is a witch from the Valkyrie clan. Again, my pronunciation, I need to practice this, because Callie Hart has helpfully given a pronunciation guide at the beginning of the book. But did I read it? No. I should read it for this. And together, Telena and Ishabal? You know who I mean.
Ishabal.
Should we call it Isha?
Isa for the Spanish people.
Yeah. I think they're going to have like a really cool bond or like relationship where they can mix magic and healing. And obviously we find out that they together have a way of siphoning out the Quicksilver from Kingfisher, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Loris hates her.
Yeah.
But she's there to help. I mean, I'm quite trusting. I trust her.
Definitely there's some background story with Loris
and witches.
Yes.
Wonder if that's how he ended up in the gutter.
Probably. Yes, I was thinking exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we shouldn't be talking about theories. We can't wait. Onyx.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Onyx is no normal fox. We know that. We're not going to go into the theories, but all we know is he is some kind of like Arctic fox.
Mm-hmm.
Saeris has never seen a fox before she sees this one. So a normal fox or a Arctic fox.
Yes.
She's never seen one. But the stable hand in the bar that they stop at has never seen one with black tips.
Yeah, I think so. They haven't seen one for like 100 years or something like that. So obviously it's really weird.
I thought it said he'd never seen one with black ears like that. Anyway.
Yes, it's obviously something special about this fox that's unique. And the way he responds to Saeris is as well like really intelligent for just a simple fox.
Yeah, I have a very well-formed theory about who I think the fox is. I have all the receipts. I can't wait to bring them. Okay, Adina, Mummy Kingfisher.
This is a really interesting character. Obviously, Kingfisher really loves her because there's still part of the house that he doesn't dare to go just because it's too painful for him. Remember his mom, and she had powers. She
was a seer.
She was like an oracle, something.
Yeah, an oracle.
Yes, and she was the first one to see Saeris and Kingfisher live.
Yeah,
but different point of view.
A few different details.
Yeah, minors. Yeah.
She obviously there's an oracle working for Bellicon, and I can't remember her name. This is supposed to be the prep episode, and I've forgotten her name.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with an M.
Oh yeah, the old lady that was there.
You will return the sword. Like, I imagined her speaking like Professor Trelawney. The one with the power to vanquish the dog. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, she...
Harry Potter reference. Well done.
No, you talked about Lucius Malfoy earlier.
Yeah, but that's
one of us. One of us. We've been married for too long. She obviously cared for her mother because Evelyn says that. She's like, if you cared for my mother, you will intervene. So I think there's some interesting relationship there between them two.
Yes.
We have a sketchbook of prophecies from Adina.
Yes.
Seems like Fisher is studying those. So he's looking at the future. So what else has he seen? Because all we know is there is Saeris, pictures of Saeris in there. We don't know what else is in there. Carrion has also looked at this book because he found it. So what does Carrion know? That this is like Daddy Soaringale's research. This is the equivalent. And we will be channeling Adina and trying to be oracles and see what's going to happen in Brimstone.
Yes.
Finran.
Daddy Kingfisher.
Daddy Kingfisher.
So we heard already a few theories about this character as well.
Yes. So all we know about Finran is he is a duke, nobleman.
I don't know, because Kingfisher said the Bellicon get rid of the real king, so it's like...
that was King Dianthus, I think, wasn't it?
It was that one. So he was talking about his father, when his father just disappeared.
I think he was a duke.
Overthrown.
Okay, maybe we need to revise ourselves. I don't think he's a duke. Or like similar nobility. He was also able to travel through the Quicksilver.
Yes.
Whether he was an alchemist, I suspect he was an alchemist. Anyway, not theorizing, but yeah, he could travel through. He had a god's sword as well.
Yes.
He had, what is the sword called? Solus.
Oh, yeah.
Solus. I know it was in there somewhere. It was his sword that closed the gates by putting the god's sword into the Quicksilver. He was trapped in Silvaran.
Yes. Don't know, maybe he's still around. Maybe. We know their face, they live for long
Thousands of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really weird if he's dead, wouldn't it? Anyway.
One of the questions in the book, when Sarah was asking to Kingfisher, there would be more people a trap and they are all around. It's more likely, and they would be dead or would be alive. More likely they're still there somewhere because they had a long life.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait. I think I know who he is. Okay, is that it? Shall we introduce everyone to all 7 gods?
Okay, let's do this.
So we have Styx, god of shadows. Clearly there's going to be some link there, right?
Yeah, we Kingfisher.
Yeah. Corin, god of secrets.
Yeah.
These are the ones that we know absolutely nothing about. Right. Nisinai? Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Goddess of masks, which is a strange one. Malleus, god of dawn and new beginnings. Balmithin, the twin sisters, goddesses of the sky. So Bal is the goddess of the sun or the daytime, and Mithin is the goddess of the moon or nighttime. It's a really cool story that gets explained about how there was a massive storm. They were one god, and then they got hit by lightning and split into 2. Obviously, we know that they're twins, and they're also the daughters, in quotation marks, of Zareth, the god of chaos and change. So he thinks he's like playing with fate, isn't he? And he is the one that we actually meet. So we meet Zareth, we meet him at the end, and we also meet Bal and Mithin. So the gods are real, and he also talks about the other gods. So I'm excited to kind of theorize about where they are and what they're doing, and how we'll meet them. But I do suspect that we will meet them. Okay, shall we look at the map a little bit?
Okay.
This is going to be an audio experience. We are going to have to explain what we're looking at a little bit. So we don't have a map of Silvaran where we start, but that is described as the spokes of an old wheel. So like, I think it's like a wagon wheel. But we do have a map of Evelia and Gilaria and Sanasroth. And there's loads of cool places on it. So Evelia has the Winter Palace, which is where Saeris, and it's where Saeris wakes up when she first is carried to the Fey realm. To the north of that, we have the Midnight Eye, which I'm not sure we get reference to.
No, that I can recall right now.
Yeah, so that's cool. We'll have to have a think about what the Midnight Eye is. And to the north of that is the Aegean Sky. And that is where the Kingfisher POV chapters are set. And Loreth's ballad, the song that they trade for the Godsword, is all about the fight of the Aegean Gate. So that is where that takes place. Just between the Winter Palace and the Aegean Sky, we have Wicker Wood, which we do get a trip to. We walk through there, and there's some really creepy things going on in there, like some lost souls that are really tortured and stuck. To the south of the Winter Palace, we have Western Doe. To the west, we have Taran Ross Island, which I don't think, again, somewhere I don't think we get to go. And then, so further east, we have the Shallow Mountains, and this is into Gilaria. So we have Gilaria and Evelia. Evelia is one region.
Yes.
Gilaria is another. So to the north of Gilaria, we have the Balkira clan lands, and that is where the witches are from, which Kingfisher, Danya, and possibly Ren, I think Ren, go to get Ishabel. Danya fucks it up for everybody and starts like criticizing the witches. I would have thought it would be Loreth, but I don't think he goes. And then you have Gilefthrai, which is the city that Kingfisher razed to the ground. Then we have Ballard, which seems like such a lovely place. I love that chapter. It's one of my favourite chapters in the book. Kingfisher's mum's favourite place. Somewhere where he spent a lot of time as a child, and we get to go there
It's like a party going on in the town or something.
Yeah, and this is where all the red flags melt away. So I think that's why it's my favourite chapter. It's like all the red flags.
Yeah, it's when we met this nice old lady complain about Kingfisher that it's been a while since last time that he went there to visit.
And he kind of breaks down. Okay, so then there's Inner Star, which is right next to Amontreath, which is the Sanos Roth, which is the kind of like wasteland where Malcolm is king and he's like got his army of feeders. So you have to the south of Wickerwood, we have Carlish, which is Kingfisher's family home, ancestral home. And then just to the south of that, there's Omnamirin, which is the mountain range, which Loreth crossed. Essentially, like you've got to be a real true warrior to be able to do that, which is obviously a sign of Loreth. And then Irin, which is the war camp, but it's not so much a war camp as like a permanent settlement now. It's not just tents, but there's buildings and even a pub.
Like an outpost or...
And between Irin and Sanosroth is the Darn, which is the mostly frozen river. And when it's frozen, the feeders come across, the vampires come across, and you have to break the ice. Okay, so to the east, we also have the Shield and Lycia, which is an island that, again, we don't know anything about. So I do think we will go to all these places. So the places that we haven't been to or we don't know is the island on the east called Lycia and the island on the west, which is called Taran Ross Island. There's so much detail on this map. I bloody love it. It's so good. And it feels like, you know how with Empyrean where you like get a little bit more each time, so I expect we'll have the Isle Kingdoms on the next one.
Yeah.
This one seems to just give you all the stuff and then we can speculate about where we're going to go. So that was a little bit of a run through of the map. I don't know how well that will have translated to audio, so sorry if it was a bit rubbish, but you can read that part by also listen to this part by looking at the map. I have heard that there's in the Target edition over in the US, there'll be like a full colour map.
Yeah.
Although I know that they promised a full colour map for Onyx Storm and it was just like a little bit blue. It was a bit of a fail. So hopefully we'll get to see that and it will be a proper full colour map.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of an overview. Is there anything that you think we have not talked about?
I think we've been like really details about the good bits about this book, what we can expect in this new season with this new deep dive. Obviously, we can't say absolutely everything because then what is the point to do the deep dive?
No, this is like
it's still like
an episode.
Yeah, like an overview, like overall, everything.
So we've done the plot, we've done the characters, we've done the map. And I guess the only thing we haven't really talked about is the magic system, which I feel like we just don't know half of what it's going to be. So we know that there's alchemists. Mm-hmm. We know that there's oracles. We know that there is also magic that people inherit from their parents. So we know that Kingfisher has a way of creating illusions, which is really cool. We learned that from the first Kingfisher, the Kingfisher POVs that are on Callie Hart's website. We know that he can also create shadow gates and shadow power, and he inherits those things from his mum and his dad. Renfus has the power of kind of light, and he can also make portals that like basically you open a door and you end up somewhere else. We don't know what Evelyn can do, whether she can do something. We don't know what Danya Loreth can do. How did they get those powers? Is it only because they inherit them from their parents, or is it because every Fae has some kind of special power? You know how we love this part, like trying to guess people's signets and like work out who has what power. This is exactly what we can start doing with Quicksilver as well. There'll be far more powers than we know about.
Yes. I mean, there's so many things that we still don't know about a lot of characters. One of them is Carrion Saeris because he is Fae. and we don't know exactly how much he knows he can do and what else he can do as a royalty, because he has a really good line, the bloodline. So I'm sure that he will come with a super power as well as some kind of magic. Yeah.
I just feel like we know hardly anything about this magic system. And just talking about the fact that Saeris is the most powerful alchemist, or they suspect she's the most powerful alchemist of all time, because she's got these tattoos. And we know that Quicksilver is just one of the things that she can manipulate. Another one of the things, and I know that we're not getting into the deep dive, but the next thing is Brimstone. So if you look at those tattoos, we can speculate what the next books are going to be called. We can there's just so much. Tattoos, the magic system. I just can't wait. Onyx. So many things. Okay, so should we talk then about a little change focus and talk about our upcoming deep dives and how they're going to run?
Yeah, we need to talk about how it's going to be now, the structure, now that we changed from the Imperium to the Fan Alchemy series.
Yeah, and we might have new listeners that weren't interested in Empyrean but really like Quicksilver. If you did like our Empyrean series, then you will recognize the same format. So we are sticking with a pretty similar show flow. We'll start with the map tent, which will replace the squad brief, and that will be a short summary of the chapters. Really short. I mean, not anything like what we did earlier, which was uninterrupted. 15 minutes of me talking. I don't know. Yeah, so a very short summary just to kind of get you into the chapters that we're covering that week, followed by the fine print, which is one of the chapter titles. So that will replace history class, and that'll be where we do a detailed review of the chapters. We kind of go really slow through the plot, and we pick out almost line by line.
Yeah, we're basically analyzing the full chapter.
Yeah, and looking for clues.
Yes.
Not just kind of picking up things that are foreshadowing for the things that we know that happen before the end of the book, but more importantly, the things that we think are going to happen in Brimstone and beyond.
Yeah.
Then we will do Adina's sketchbook, which will replace Oryx's auguries. That is the part of the show where we put our own oracle skills to the test and just talk about, we pick our favorite one theory that we've come up with in the fine print section, and that is towards the end of that series. So once we've gone through all the chapters, we will then do a special episode where we just run through all of our Adina's sketchbook series, and we did that with Onyx Storm. So if you haven't already, then that's a pretty cool episode where we did that live on Instagram, and we just went through all of our theories to see whether we still believed them by the end of the book. And we all believed almost all of them, didn't we still? Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool. Then we will have Question from the Quicksilver, which will replace our interrogation chamber segment, which has a question based on the theme of that week. So sometimes it's a personal question. It makes us dig deep a little bit into our own personality. Sometimes it is a would you rather kind of question. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're funny. And we will also have some random segments that we do every now and again, usually in an attempt to make people laugh. We make ourselves laugh anyway. So I thought it would be pretty cool in the prep episode to preempt our Adina's sketchbook segment and talk about the theories that we are most excited to get into. I think we've mentioned a lot of these.
Yeah, a few already.
Who is Onyx? I'm not going to, we just need to talk about what we're excited to talk about, not go into these theories.
Yeah.
We'll be here all night. Where is Kingfisher's dad? That's another one I can't wait to share theories on. How is Madra living so long? All of these things I think we have the answers to in the book. They're on the page. But just a brief interlude for JC's stomach. All of these things we could have the answers to on the page. I mean, we might not, but I think there's some clues.
Yeah, for me as well is everything that happened before the pools were closed. The fake stock and Severian. because I'm pretty sure there's more people there, more faith talking about it. Saeris' family line, we know there's something there. We'll be speculating a lot about it. Where are the other gods as well?
I also mentioned the tattoos, like the things that she's going to be able to do.
Yes. So
How the whole series will end.
what can we expect about Brimstone that is going to be released just in a few months?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we are timing our shows so that we will finish just before. So we will have, I think, 14 chapter by chapter deep dive episodes. Then we will have a Kingfisher POV episode, which will cover all the POV chapters we've had so far. The Gate Part 1, the Gate Part 2, the Fox, the Boots, the something. It's a long title, that one. And then the Maze. And then we will have a kind of Adina sketchbook episode. And then it will be the pilot for Brimstone. It'll be the episode where we probably do our first reactions.
Yeah, so obviously we'll be talking about what we're going to expect about Brimstone just weeks before the book is released. And then after that, new season, new book.
Yeah. We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, can't wait for this.
Okay, well, I think that's all we've got time for this week. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Faithfully Fantasy Pod. Come and join the conversation. We'd love to hear your theories. So if you've got a theory, send it our way. We always give credit on the show and on social media because, let's be honest, the best theories come from all of you.
And with this, we had just one more thing to say. Thank you for listening to Faithfully Fantasy,
the husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
We'll see you next week for our deep dive of chapters 1 to 4. And of course, with more Faithfully Fantasy.
Bye.